Hey guys, what's up? Tyrone Jones here. Man, it's been a good morning. I'm in Old Town Temecula, next to the house. So anyway, I wanted to touch on here because I just had a really nice conversation with another contractor. And just passing this crew right here. These guys, I don't know what these guys are doing. Anyway, so these guys are here. Anyway, so what's going on is that he's calling me out again to help him establish the next level in his business, right? That's why he's calling me out. I helped him out before, doing estimating a few jobs, just helping him out, kind of learning some things. But really what it was that he and this is him right here. Let me see if you can see him right there. That's Greer. Older gentleman, older brother. He's been at it over 30 years, but he gets in his own way. And the surprising thing about it is that after all these years he's been in business, he got a few trucks, he got an end dump, he has, so he has some equipment, but he's realizing that he's not doing something right because he's not seeing the same type of returns that he's used to seeing. But what's crazy is that here it is, he's been at this for 30 years. He doesn't even know his labor burden percentage. He doesn't have an overhead percentage, and he doesn't even have a profit percentage that he charges. He just, really just guess at this or just try to figure it out. And he's been figuring it out. He's been doing it. This situation kind of reminds me of another company. I won't say their name, that I went in to help them bid on a large contract with LADWP. And when I went in, they had no idea because they had a number that they have always been using from the father and the grandfather. It was like generation. It was a fourth generation company. So they had no idea what was in these numbers that they were using for all these jobs. And the only time they realized that something was wrong is when something terrible happened. They had to pay out money. So here it is, an accident happened or something, someone gets hurt and they have to pay out on a claim or something. And they realize like, whoa, we have to, dig into this line of credit. We have to put out a loan to cover payroll. They realize like, okay, something's wrong. We it looks like we're making money. But what happens is with that company, because they had a contract, they had cash flow, right? A very small percentage of the cash flow was positive, but they had cash flow. And what happens is that we get cash flow, right? As long as cash coming in, it disguises the profitability margin, right? It disguises what you're actually. Well, it can disguise if you're not knowing your numbers. To me, it was a time in my business where we were just doing high volumes and it was just rolling. We was just like rolling in the dough, splitting money. A lot of money we were splitting and taking out and using for other things was not designated for those items. It was taken from something else. But because we had cash flow steady coming in, we was able to pay. But until it slowed down and everything was coming up and not getting paid, we was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then went back and did numbers and realized like, oh wow, you're only making like 2% on these jobs, 3%. Oh, here's a 9%er here, but it's back down to 3%, 4%, 1%. Crazy, right? But because you had cash flow, right? Just because you have cash flow, that don't mean that you're profitable, right? And that's what happened here in my buddy John's case. Um, um, just because he has cash flow and he's doing $1 million plus, 2 million, 3 million, and he's able to take a little bit out for him here and there. He's like, oh, I'm doing wonderful, or I'm doing great. But then he hit a gas line over here. You got to pay out on that, you know what I'm saying? And then on insurance, it's like, hey, now your deductible is different. Now you need to pay a different premium. He's like, oh wow, I don't have that, but I've been paying. I've been making money all these years. Why don't I have it? So a lot of times, because you have cash flow, a lot of us as tradesmen, we build something up and we don't go back or even start fresh and want to say, hey, what is this stuff now? What am I actually making? What is going to overhead, right? What is covering insurance, right? Where's these percentages coming from? What do I need to apply to it to not put myself in this position to not lose this? And that's what it comes down to. So I'm talking to him and he's like, hey man, I need you to come on board. I need your help, right? So I'm like, so he's like, hey man, what can I do to get your help? Well, first I just offered like, hey man, I could just come in and just give you a hand, bid on a few jobs for you. I know you, we've been knowing each other for 8 years or whatever, 10 years, and just come over and help you, man. I bid on jobs for him before, and he won. I had him working on jobs for me before, and he's won several jobs. Have used him over the years several times and made him money and everything. So it's been a good relationship. So I was like, hey man, I don't have no jobs to really put you on right now because the schools I'm doing is in LA. So hey man, you know what? It's okay, man. I'll just help you out. So he's like, nah, I need like I want to go for jobs that is going to make me money, and I don't want to go after these jobs no more where I'm barely making it because I know it's not going to work from here on out, and I want to focus on retiring and doing less of this stuff that I've been doing. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, if I come on board like that, man, to where you need a different shift within your company, then I'm going to ask you for ownership. He said, I think he almost turned upside down on the in the Starbucks. He says, what? I've been building this company for 30 years, Tyrone. Mr. Jones, you're crazy. I said, yeah, you've been building it for 30 years. And I was like, man, a lot of the stuff you've been building, man, you're very blessed, if not lucky, that you're still here and in business. He was like, yeah, I'm blessed. I said, that's good, man. That's good. I said, but hey, you know what, man? You're right. You've been building like this for 30 years, man. You have ownership and this and that. I was like, man, but I didn't help 6 companies, man. I didn't help 6 companies build up to making, millions of dollars, man. Why? Because they have the right resources, man. But then I get a check cut, right? They cut me a check and I just walk away, man. And it's great, man. You get a check, get a 1% of that, 2% of that, you get a check, man, and it's nice, right? I was like, man, at this point in my career and life, I'm here for legacy, man. I'm not into that game anymore where I go in and, I say I don't mind helping you build. You got a contract that you're trying to get that's 16, 30 mil. I go in and help you just build that for 2 months or whatever. We put that shit together, and then we send that stuff off, man. I'm fine with that. But me going in there and kind of creating a shift within your company, I'm gonna want ownership on the portion that I have built from this forward on. I say, man, you tell me. See, this is the thing here. You tell me, why should I give up ownership when I've been building at this for 30 years and going up and downs? Well, the same thing for my case. This knowledge that I have that you're asking me to apply to your business, I've been gaining this knowledge, man. I've been investing in myself for 30 years. And then now you come and you want to pull from that, right? And you want to pull from it to the point where you want to gain retirement. You want to gain a shift in lifestyle. You want to gain a shift within your business. You know what I'm saying? So, me too. I've been building at this for 30 years. So you're looking to tap into me, and for me to have the type of ownership into your business like you do, but you want me not to say he's been a bad guy, because this is the way his frame of mind is thinking. He's not trying to do me wrong. He feels like what he's saying is right. But you want to pay me per job, per estimate. You want me to put my costs in that estimate, so bid on this estimate, make sure I have my costs in there, and then make sure the job happens to where I can get my costs and the company makes its money. That's building your business, right? That's a glorified estimator. If you want a glorified estimator, then you go to Indeed or LinkedIn and you look at resumes. That's what you do, right? I'm not giving you no resume. I'm coming in and you're gonna give me ownership. And how we need to divide this up, we're gonna get ownership from here on what I need to build. What if we divide this thing up into maybe services and new work, maybe public works and residential work, whatever it is, however we need to divide this up or split it up or dice it, so I can build the portion that I'm on and you can keep what you put your 30 years into. Because I guarantee you, what I get into and what I put my force into with your resources, I'm going to blow it out the water. But I need to come in and for that 30 years that I have invested in myself, that I'm going to be pouring out into your company to create a shift within your lifestyle. Yeah, compensation needs to be on the heavy side. So, and that's where I'm at with things, or you can just hire a company, based out of New York or something, to come in and dive into your company and tell you what to do. You can do that too. You don't have to get the brother, you know what I'm saying, that's over here spitting knowledge. You don't have to get him. That's fine too. I'm okay with that. But you're gonna pay them people too, right? Yeah. You're gonna pay no matter what. So that's where I'm at with things. I just wanted to share that with you, that the moral of this is that if you have something, a skill level, if you have a skill, remember the value of that skill. You've been building into that skill for X amount of years. So make sure you get the value for that, or don't give it. Straight up. Realize your value and forget the rest. Your value is your value. You have been, I don't care if it's a company, yourself, a product, whatever it is. If you have been pouring into that, realize the value of that. You don't have to get cocky. I'm not saying get cocky with it. I'm not saying get big-headed with it. But realize the value and realize that what the potential you can apply to whatever whatever is in that sector of business that you're doing. Okay? Just realize the potential that you can apply, the gains, that come from the fruits that come from your effort and your services. So, value, set, and that's what I put out, and either you're going to respect it or you're not. And if you're not, then we'll be cordial and respectable, and hey man, and see each other and help each other out wherever we can. We don't have to deep dive into anything. So that's all I wanted to share. So I'm gonna let you go, my construction entrepreneurs. Hustle hard, then hustle harder. Right?